Hello, and welcome to this Long Island weather video. We'll talk about the week ahead a little bit. But today we turned out to be kind of hot. You can see we did have some high clouds, and then they kind of cleared out mostly toward early evening. And there were actually some thunderstorms that developed off to our south. Actually, some severe thunderstorms that had developed over Jersey, southern Jersey, south of like Atlantic City on southward. But you can see a very hot day today. There was a sea breeze, fortunately, for the South Shore that helped things cool off. So let's take a look at what we got out there right now. It's kind of a warm night out there. Though if you're at the beach, it's pretty nice. Whether we got temperatures in the mid-70s. We'll show you what the day was like at Islip. Still 79 at Islip at 10:30 p.m. Dew point is up to 72. It hit 91 today. So, yep, it was a hot day across the area. And you can see for a good part of the day, we had a killer west wind, northwest wind. That helped get temperatures into the low 90s. Dew points really weren't. They got as low as the mid-60s, but that was it. And then they shifted off to the southwest at Islip, not until 5:30 p.m., though the South Shore had a sea breeze sooner than that. JFK also got pretty hot today, too. Got up to 92 there as well, where the sea breeze kicked in. Now it's 77. We still got 82 at Central Park, and of course, I'll show you some temperature readings here. Show you the temperature readings. Let's show you. It was really nice at the beach, 74. The beach was great, beautiful there. And then got back to Mineola. We were up to 79.5. Again, it's blurry because my phone is terrible taking photos. But you can see it says 79, so it's a lot warmer in Mineola. And then, of course, in the alley, 85.6. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Oh, I hate this place!
So, yeah, it is. It truly is. And the beach was beautiful, too. I'll show you what the sky looked like today. We had some pretty skies today. We had some pretty serious clouds in the sky. And the beach had some pretty big waves, too, I noticed. Some really nice waves at the beach here. Really, a lot of big waves at the beach. I don't know why we had so many big waves, but we did wind up having some really big waves. No one's surfing them, though. And you can see there was a little bit of haze in the air, maybe a little bit toward. But this haze was mostly mist from the sea and the sea breeze layer coming in. Could probably be some fog tonight. Sun going down. And then you see some of that fog trying to develop there. So there may be some fog in some coastal areas tonight. So if you were on the South Shore, though, much better day you had today. If you were at 887 at West Gilgo. So much better if you were on the South Shore today. So let's look at the map, see all the highs today. Highs generally low 90s across most of Long Island, but if you were on the South Shore, you had right at the beach, you had mid-80s. Also on the East End, you had mid-80s. 88 at Central Park, 91 at LaGuardia, 92 at Kennedy, 91 at Islip, 90 at Farmingdale. As we go into New Jersey, a lot hotter there. 95 in Toms River, and it looks like Coyle Field got up to 97. Yikes. So it was a pretty hot day today. Pretty hot day. Lows in the 70s. Nothing really too remarkable there. Let's go to our climate statistics for the day. And Islip, again, high of 90. Actually, they say 90, but it got up to 91. 9 degrees above normal. Low of 73. Again, 9 degrees above normal for the day at Islip. Air quality alert is in effect for Jersey, Ocean County, and actually just Monmouth because of ozone. Probably because of the heat. Probably because of the heat. There really wasn't smoke around, just heat. And today really turned out to be warmer than when we're looking at the models on Friday night. I had a feeling it's gonna be hot today. Yesterday wound up being kind of very humid, but not as hot as it was today. Today was definitely a lot hotter and really not that much less humid. But the sea breeze was pretty evident, and depending on where you go, you had. You could see if we were in Mineola, for instance. Show you what Mineola dealt with today. It was pretty hot. And it's hot in here, too. So you could see, yeah, it was 90s. And then, well, the sea breeze did get to Mineola around 5:30, and it actually dropped the temperature down a little bit. See, it went from 92, 93 down to the upper 80s. See, there's the sea breeze right there. There's the signature. But if you were on the South Shore, say if you were sitting pretty in Massapequa, you've had the sea breeze a lot sooner. You can see here that it was in the low, but the sea breeze kicked in around 4 o'clock. It dropped from 93 down to the mid 80s, so a little more dramatic if you were on the South Shore, of course. So, yeah, that's what it was like down there. So, just a paradise for the chosen ones. So, anyway, you can see there's like a little cold front here that's just off to the north. It's kind of just stalled out. Not really going to move through. It's going to kind of just wash out over the area tomorrow, and that is going to keep us rather humid and not that cool. Looks like we do have our first tropical system. There's another tropical system there I see down there. We'll go to the NHC. I'm kind of neglecting this a little bit. It's Barry, so there are some areas, 20% risk for that. Storm Prediction Center. We will have a threat of some severe weather on Tuesday. And this is the concern here. This is Tuesdays, I believe. This is day 2. It's tomorrow. But day 3, you can see a slight risk over New Jersey and a marginal risk with an approaching cold front that's going to be approaching our area. I'll go to a wider view on the satellite. If you hear a bunch of fans going, I'm just trying to keep it cool in here. So, you know the deal. So, you can see a lot of shower and thunderstorm activity over the southeast, and you can sort of see where that front is, and that'll get us into some better air. But we've got to get through this humidity first. 2 more days of it before we start seeing some improvement in this setup. I do want to go to the radar for a moment. I don't think we have anything right now. I'll rewind the radar and show you what was going on. You can see here that there were some thunderstorms actually off Atlantic City. Some of them were severe, well to the south, and they actually made for some really pretty clouds. Again, if I was at Jones Beach, I think I showed you that we had. Here's the cumulonimbus there, far away, but sort of see very beautiful. So it's paradise there. And I'll come back to all right. So anyway, let's first take a glance at the Climate Prediction Center, what they have on the 6 to 10 day, and unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with more heat, showing above normal temperatures 6 to 10 day, as well as on the 8 to 14 day, and near normal precipitation, maybe slightly above. So no big cool downs are expected, unfortunately. Let's go to the European, look at the 12Z run, and we'll show you what we're dealing with here. Just give you a look at the jet stream and stuff. And you'll see the jet streams to the north. We do have a trough that will wind up coming through and bringing some cool down again Thursday, especially into Friday, July 4th. But then it looks like we're seeing plenty of ridging. There are a couple of little weird troughs that come through. But other than that, this does seem to favor above normal temperatures. Again, here you go. That's the wrong one. Maybe that is the right one. See the ridging that we have to wrap up June, and then July begins on Tuesday, and that's when we start seeing, there's that little cool down that we're going to have for Friday, but then we start seeing the ridging again. So maybe not record-breaking heat, but, and I'm just looking at the European here. And you'll see generally we're in the red, so generally going to be above normal, maybe a little bit of cool down, but generally above normal. No crazy extreme heat, but hopefully not, but generally going to be above normal. So let's take a look at what's going to be happening this week as we head into leave June and head into July here. One more day of June tomorrow, and it will have fair weather. You notice there'll be some showers and thunderstorms again over Jersey again to the southwest where that stall front is, and then as we head into Tuesday, just move this a little to the eastern U.S. view. This is our next cold front that's going to be coming on through, and that is where you can see some heavy activity there. There's a good threat for severe weather on Tuesday. And then that front kind of slows down a little bit. So Wednesday we may have some clouds stick around, and then we maybe finally start clearing out Thursday a little bit, though it's still showing some shower activity. And then Friday would probably be the best day. July 4th is probably going to be the best day. So that's what it looks like. And as we head into July, you'll see that we have generally what looks like kind of a humid pattern. Maybe toward the end we may see some cool down, but other than that, this is summer. We're in summer now, though hopefully not any crazy heat. Today was hot, but not like what we had last week. But still, in this hot slum, it still gets pretty hot. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at all right, now that we looked at all of that, I'll just go a little closer, show you the dew points and wind flow on the European to show you what we're going to be dealing with. And again, you can see here, again, if you're to the north, you got into some of that dry air. We really didn't get into it tomorrow. The good news is we have a southeasterly flow. That'll keep things cooler versus that horrible west flow that we had today. And then same thing for Tuesday. It's a pretty strong south-southwest flow. But that is with that cold front, so we'll have to watch out for the severe weather. And you can see it takes a while to push that humidity away. Thursday, we're still holding on to it a little bit, still southwesterly winds. And then Friday, we finally start seeing the cooler air come on in, but mainly just over Long Island, northwest winds. You see, it's not a really big push of air, and then it is with us for the weekend, though, so we do have lower dew points. And I'll talk more about the holiday weekend when we get toward the middle of this week. But then after that, you can see the humidity kind of returns. We'll go to the temperatures here. And you'll see here, the Euro tends to be underdoes the temperatures a little bit. No crazy heat. You can see the worst of the heat's inland for the most part. No really crazy heat. That's the good news on all of this. But we will have to deal with humidity from time to time. You'll see I'm looking to see if we have any really crazy heat. I don't see any, which is good. Thank God. I had enough of that. And, of course, we'll go over June at the middle of the week, too, as well. So let me now go to the HRRR. And we'll take a look at dew points and wind flow. And you can see just to our north there is drier air. But we really don't get into it. But we do have that southeast flow tomorrow, which should keep things a lot cooler on Long Island, I hope, than today, because today was kind of hot. And then for Tuesday, we get into that southerly flow, and that should help, again, keep the sea breezes over Long Island and keep the heat away, though it will be quite humid. Temperatures tonight probably aren't going to drop that much, and then tomorrow, again, if you're inland, probably 90 to 95. On Long Island, I think hopefully it'll be mostly 80s. Should be cooler than it was today, especially with the better sea breeze. Temperatures don't drop all that much. You know the drill. As we head into July, you can see it looks like the temperatures on Tuesday, Long Island, a lot cooler. Temperatures are only in the 80s, while Jersey gets to deal with 90s because, again, we have that sea breeze that helps things a lot. So let's go look at the radar simulation, and you'll see it is actually popping up some thunderstorms tomorrow that are close to us. So, yeah, there could be a risk of thunderstorms. Best chances will be inland. And here comes this first batch here that comes in actually overnight, it looks like. Some thunderstorm activity that could give us some rainfall. And then we have the actual front. Or is it just trying to bring the front through sooner? So this particular setup isn't, because of the timing, it may be harder to produce severe weather, at least what this model is showing. Let's look at Cape. Again, Lamar, best Cape off to the south and west. Again, if you're in Jersey, that's where you'd see better chance. There is better Cape over us on Tuesday, so it will have to be watched for sure. Let's go over to the NAM, and we'll look at how that handles this front. And NAM also showing that scattered shower and thunderstorm activity, mainly inland. We see a little bit in the morning Tuesday, and then NAM is a little more going with more of an organized line trying to develop there in the evening. So hopefully we get something from this. Hopefully we get some more thunderstorms and rain, because we haven't really had, a lot of the severe weather just hasn't been hitting Long Island that much. That we did get last week, but again, it was mainly Nassau Kind of fell apart when it got to Suffolk. You need a really good, strong line, but again, when you have dealing with cold fronts that aren't that strong, so you can see it's again developing some activity off Atlantic City. This is the HDRPS tomorrow, and you can see again some of that activity over Central Jersey, and then yeah, here comes a little more of a. Here's Tuesday, and then Tuesday looks pretty interesting. So we'll have to see what happens. Tuesday looks pretty interesting, and I'll have a better idea tomorrow. We have more model runs. Let's lastly go to the RGEM sky cover, which I know we did have. Again, the skies, we did have a lot of cirrus around, but toward the afternoon we saw a little more blue. But tomorrow we're going to also have a lot of cirrus around as well. You can see a lot of that. Maybe some breaks, but it won't be a nice blue sky as far as clear blue sky goes. Tuesday, we'll probably have a similar deal with the clouds. And then this front is going to kind of hung up and keep us in the clouds Wednesday. Originally, I was hoping it would clear up, but this front is going to be a slow mover, so I'll have to see what happens with that. And I think that's just about it. So have a good night, and tomorrow at least will be a little bit better than today as far as the heat goes. Today was definitely not fun, especially if you're, where I'm at. So if you're on the South Shore, you're lucky. So have a good night.